Hey YouTube, it's been a long time since I did an update. This is the 75 gallon with my low grade flower horn, Trimac mix, whatever you guys want to call him. I like him. I like the way he looks. He's hiding. He doesn't like the camera, I guess. This is the tank I have live plants in. I use root tabs to give them a little more nutrients. It's looking kind of rough. I just picked off a bunch of dead and he destroys everything. He doesn't like plants apparently. But once they grow to a certain height, he goes ripping through them and he always snaps the top off of them. So I try to repropagate those, like this little one right here. And I've got a few other little ones back there. This, I can't remember what it's called, but it's wrapped up around the other two stems that he had snapped the top with all the leaves off. I'm gonna leave those in. They'll probably split off and start growing again, and I'll repropagate them once they get a little more established. This one I should have cut down and fixed. It's growing roots down there. And the roots aren't reaching the soil, but it's doing well. It's getting nutrients out of the water and stuff, but my biggest problem with this tank is when I propagate a plant, until the root system has established and can hold itself down, he swims by and he knocks them out of the sand. So like this one I just put in, I've got part of it wedged down under that rock, and then I try to settle that rock down on top of it to hold it down. But I'll probably wake up in the morning and see it floating on top, and I'll just replant it again. That plant was really big. He completely destroyed the top half of it, but it's doing good, being nice and short, and now it's coming back. This seems to do really well. It's some kind of crypt or something. If you know what it is, go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know. I can't remember what it was called, but it was just one thing with a little sap or sucker coming off to the side. Now it's really spreading out, growing out really good. And every few months I put a root tab in there. I just did the first water change I've done on this tank in about 4 months. I've got a lot of big filters on it. I've got a bunch of these, 2 of those and 2 of those small canister filters on this tank, and that's kind of how I get away from doing frequent water changes. I just top it off a lot, and then every now and then I'll do, every 4 or 5 months I'll do a half, 50% water change. But yeah, that's my low grade flower horn. I like the way he looks. I don't care if he has a big nuchal hump. I'm happy with him. Now I've had a few people ask me for an update on this snapping turtle, and he's getting pretty big. If you look back at the video, this is the same tank he was in when I first got him, and in my old videos you can really tell compared to now he's grown quite a bit. He's super aggressive. I used to be able to pick him up and hold him, but now I'm actually kind of afraid to reach my hand in that tank, because if it hits the water, it's food. So he's fun though. I really enjoy him. I feed him shrimp. Sometimes I'll get live minnows or goldfish and I'll throw them in there, but mostly I've been feeding him just an aquatic turtle blend, and it's got some grubs and whatever pellets. It's pretty high protein. Now I'll also feed this to the flower horn and the red tigers, because it's got a good protein content. I'm sure it's got a bunch of stuff they don't need, but it gives them a little more varied diet. So I still have my 210 gallon sitting here on the floor. Unfortunately, I can't fill this thing because I don't think my floor would support it. So eventually, when we move into a different house, I'll definitely fill that up, and all these guys are gonna go in that 210. Now, there are some red tiger motos I've been growing out. They're doing good. Same thing with this tank. I haven't done a water change in 3 or 4 months. I just did a water change. So they're being a little feisty. I fed them all a bunch of shrimp earlier, so they're all real fat and happy right now. The big guy has a rock back there in the corner. He's dug out all this gravel down here. Kind of made a nest back there, but he hides back in that corner. And he's the one with all the color. But these guys are fun. They're growing. They're doing good. I've got 8 of them left. And they're, they're good. Oh, there's a big guy. He's sticking his nose out right there. You gonna come out and say hi, buddy? Come on, don't be shy. Maybe if I'm still enough. Oh, no, there he goes. Got a lot of orange. It kind of looks like a female. The female of these tend to have a lot more color than the males. So I'm kind of thinking that one's a female. But regardless, I like watching them. They chase each other around. Like I said, I've got 8 left. I don't remember how many I bought originally. I think I bought 40 or 50. I gave a few away, sold a few, and then, a handful of them died because they were little bitty fry when I got them. But they're doing great now. And then my newest friend is in here in my office. I get to tease him all the time. Sorry, my desk is a mess. But my big veja, he's beautiful. He's a little glass banger. So I'll sit here and piss him off from time to time. I feed him pretty much same thing I feed the flower horn, but I also give him algae wafers because I've read a lot of things where they say that these guys are vegetarians, and I've read things where they say that they eat a high protein diet. I'm not really sure what to go off of, so I just give them a varied diet of both protein and algae. That way I know I'm kind of covering the board and getting him whatever he needs. But that's my update on all my fish. They've been doing pretty good. But I'm going to do a water change on this tank next. Now this tank I actually do water changes every 2 or 3 weeks. Because he produces a lot of waste. And for his size, he's actually kind of in a smaller tank. This is a 55 gallon. So I do a little bit more water changes just because he's in a smaller column of water and he does produce more waste than the other fish. But leave a comment below. Any questions you have, let me know, and I'll be sure to answer it and reply. Thanks for watching.